Forgive me, I'm in the middle of a Jerusalem marketplace this week. The psalmist reminds us that it takes resolve to really place our faith and our trust in God for all things in our lives. Good morning, I'm Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Wednesday. You know, the heading or the description for Psalm 62 says, a psalm of David, which is a calm resolve to wait on the salvation of the Lord. Most of us don't like that four-letter word, wait. We get kind of antsy pretty quickly, and sometimes we choose to even take matters into our own hands. So to place our trust fully in God takes a calm resolve or even a determination. Psalm 62 and verse 8 says, trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Now, when he says trusting in him, it means more than just believing that there's a God or even saying, well, yeah, I trust him. It means putting our faith fully in the God of heaven. His admonition is also trust in him at all times, whether they are good times or perilous times, whether it's easy living or they're treacherous surviving times. You know, David trusted in God when he faced that giant, Goliath. Moses trusted in God when he was being pursued by Pharaoh, the greatest army in that world at that time. Peter trusted in the Lord even when he said, well, if you believe, just walk to me on this stormy sea. By the way, I love the phrase, you people. You know, David is actually talking to the nation of Israel here, but he's also addressing all of those who historically have said that they believe in God. It's like, listen, people, we really need to trust in God at all times. And then he uses that phrase, pour out your heart before him. Man, is that what our prayer life sounds like? Or does it sound sometimes kind of formal or even scripted, like it's memorized and we say the same things day after day? Have you ever heard what it sounds like when someone pours out their heart? I mean, they are passionate. They're truthful and honest. They're sincere when they call upon the Lord. When was the last time we poured out our heart to the Lord? You know, maybe it was when we faced some tragedy or some real scare in life. But if we truly trusted in God at all times, we would feel comfortable pouring out our every need of our heart, knowing God is not only able to hear, he's able to rescue us. He said, God is a refuge for us. I don't know if you've ever had a refuge. When I was a kid, my grandpa's barn hayloft was a pretty great refuge to hide. Or even there were some places in our woods where he had split some fence posts and stacked them up to kind of make it look like a fort. And I would sit in there as a refuge from the rest of the world. Well, God is that place where we can run and hide from everything around us, especially this evil world. God is a safe haven. Some think of him as a sanctuary or a shelter, a place of great comfort. But you know what? We will only realize that when we place our trust fully in him and when we are willing to pour out our hearts before him. Then God becomes that refuge.